Hi everyone, it's Karen here with a new video tutorial as I created an altered gift card case for 7 Dot Studios using the Kings Cross suitcase from Tonic Studios and 7 Dot Studios collection Dreamscapes and Hazy Days. Enjoy! As always, all the products are linked below in the description area to all the different stores you can purchase them at. These metal dies are from Tonic Studios, and all the pieces that come in it create a case that you can close and put either a little gift or a gift card in it. And what it is that I took some 6x6 papers from the Dreamscapes collection from 7 Dot Studios, and I cut the main case, the main part of the case, one of each color of this kind of yellowish paper. I cut 2 of these so I could use them for the sides. This is my I'm using my big shot machine, and I'm just here cutting both of them. The nice thing about this case, and it has all the pieces that you can embellish it with, and you can create many different type of cases depending. I mean, it's the same base, but you can create different embellishments to go on top. So there's different dies, and you can create different looks with it. This was the first time I used this die set, so I did make a little bit of mistakes when I was doing it, but it did come out really good. So now I'm taking this mesh looking die, and I'm putting one inside the other one. You could use it and use the mesh one, like the netting one, directly onto the big piece, or you can do this and cut it with the outside. There's so many different ways of doing this, and I'm just using a little bit of tape to just hold everything together. And I'm doing the same thing with the side panel, and I'm cutting one inside the other. Again, you could cut these directly onto the actual bigger piece and then put a nice paper behind it, a colorful paper. But right now I'm just cutting it and just making one of the designs. If you go online and you look at other videos and put King Cross suitcase from Tonic Studios, you'll see the different ways of people have cut them through. Now, as I cut this one, I realized that it was too light for the yellow background, so I actually took a different you see, I really like the way the side panel came out, as it had a little bit of those darker distressed looks that the paper has, that D.D. Catron design. So what I did is I took another one of these papers and I just cut these side panels again using the darker distressed areas. So here I am just using it, kind of moving it more to the bottom so I can get that darker part, and just running it through the machine. So I created 2 more panels with the grids that had a little bit of that distressed brown area in the background, so it looked kind of a little bit distressed on one corner and lighter in the other. And I am going to use my 3rd panel inside the suitcase, as you'll see later on. And then I'm also cutting some more side panels, again using that darker area of the paper because I really love the distressed look. Finally, I used some of the leftover papers to just cut some corners and the handle for the suitcase, and again I used those darker distressed areas as well. Now it was time to assemble the suitcase, and I did make a couple mistakes, not in the first panel. The first panel was easy to make, but I really wanted the suitcase to be able to open up. Some people have done it on the net and they do it all closed just for decoration, but I really wanted this to be like a gift card, for able to put something in there for a gift card or anything like that. So I took my art glitter glue because it has a fine point, and I folded all the panels and then started gluing them together. So first you glue the bottom, and then you have these like nice panels, that little like small panels where the ones that go around kind of stick together. So you stick one side And this glue dries really quickly, so it's easy to work with. And then I use the other one, and then what you do is just put a little bit of glue in between the two panels that bent and to hold it all together. So that's the easy part. Now I was trying to figure out how this one would work for the other panel, and originally I thought I had to glue the inside to the other one, but I ended up taking it apart and putting it together, so you'll see me playing around with it. I should have maybe done this without showing, should have played with it before actually doing it on the video, but I just ended up folding everything. And I guess I should have also not glued these together, but I ended up taking them apart because I realized I had to cut the little pieces out of it. So I'm trying to see how it fits, and you see, no, it doesn't fit. And then I had to play around with it, and I'm like, oh, how does this go? It fits perfectly, but then how do I get this to fit? So I open this up again, as you can see, and what I do is then I try to, let's say, glue the bottom to the inside. Well, that was a mistake because it's not supposed to go in the inside, it's supposed to go on the outside. I think it probably would have worked in the inside as well, but I went to look online to see how somebody had managed to do it, and I realized that I had to cut the little pieces from the edges because they have to fit inside, and those were hindering me from fitting it in. So cut the things from in, and then the lady that had done it originally, she decided that she is going to glue it on the outside. I did not, the panels on the outside. So I went back and I glued it on the outside of the panel, and then I started bending it. Now, the way that she had done it is that she put the bending flaps on the outside, but I really wanted it to be inside. So I played around with it a few times until I was able to fit it inside. So it was just a matter of kind of playing and adjusting the edges, and then it worked. So as you can see, I don't like it how it looks on the outside. So I'm waiting for this part to glue, and I'm just basically sealing this part, and then I'm thinking, okay, how am I going to make this fit inside? So again, I took it apart and try to play around with it again by making this flap really tight with the other one so it could fit inside the other suitcase. So then you see, and then I was able to get it done. I was so happy when this actually happened, and then I'm just going back and just gluing it all really well. So again, I'm adding the glue here on the panels, and the two flaps that go up and meet each other, the second ones, they need to be really tight and close to each other for the actual suitcase to fit inside. And because I had ripped the paper so much, I did use some stickers and stuff just to hide the mistakes that I had made. But now that I've told you how to do it, you will know that you probably won't make the mistake if you purchase this die set, which is really cool because you can make these really nice gift cards cases for teachers or for just anybody, and it's a really cute idea to do. I just here finally I'm able to get it in, and I'm really happy about the final result on how it came out because the flaps were not sticking out. Then I took the mesh netting or the embellishment, and using this fine glue, what you can see how fine it is, so it's really easy to just glue together, and I basically glue them on both sides. After sticking the darker panels on both sides of the case, I opened up the case and I stuck the third panel I had made inside the case just because I didn't want to waste it. Then I used the side panels and glued them to the sides, first one sided then the other. And because there was a line where they met, I actually ended up adding another embellishment to it. There are different embellishments that you can use from this die set. There's a tag and a different, and like a little label, but I actually used some of the 7 Dot Studio stickers and die cuts to decorate it, but you don't have to do that. So I took some stickers here, as you can see, from the Hazy Days collection, just to create a nice border at the bottom of the case. I used 2 different stickers from this collection just to add some interest. You could use the die cuts that are in the set, like I said, but because I had all these different things from 7 Dot Studio that are perfect for this, I just used them in that case. Here I'm taking the one from the Dreamscapes collection because the inside of the case lined up perfectly with the colors. And just adding another one over here. I think I might have changed my mind about this one or put it differently. I had to cut a little piece of it, but anyway, just play around with the stickers and just see what works best for your case and what looks the nicest. So yeah, I took that one off. I didn't like it, and I ended up adding a little kind of label in the inside of the case, which later on I put a word sticker on. Then I took the Dreamscapes word stickers and I added a nice word to the handle, and then just cut the edges so it would fit perfectly and added a little message on the handle itself. And then I used glue to glue it to the edges. But before that, I wanted to cover the little connection between the 2 panels, so I just took a little tag and just added a sticker in the middle. I wanted to make sure that everything gets covered, so I'm just looking for the perfect size sticker to do it. And then I found it. It was more like a die cut from the Hazy Days collection, so I just put it on and then I stuck the handle on top. Now it was time to embellish the case in the front only, because I wanted it to be flat in the back. So I took a piece of burlap and kind of frayed the edges, and just glued it to my background in one corner, to the side of the case, I mean. And then I took a couple of flowers from Prima. These are old flowers in like a brownish gold color, and I added them on top of the burlap. And I also added a small die cut heart from the Hazy Days collection. I also used one of the Hazy Days tags from the tag die cut set and just trimmed it a little bit so I could attach it to the top. I hole punched it first with my hole puncher, obviously, and then I took a couple of strings from the burlap and just tied them around inside the hole and around the top of the suitcase, around the handle. Then I added another die cut piece from the set from Hazy Days, just to add a little bit more interest to the front. Then I thought I would use other things to embellish and to add some inspirational messages, so I used the stickers from the Dreamscape collection and found an inspirational message that I could put on top of this nice die cut in the front. And I really liked this idea of putting inspirational messages, so that actually was what I ended up putting inside the case. I added another word sticker with an inspirational message and the little tag that I had put inside the case, so when somebody opens it, they get another message. And I even took another one that says "from the bottom of my heart" that goes inside, and then took a die cut heart from the Hazy Days collection and put it inside as well. Now you could use like any different embellishments for this, but I really love the ones from the 7 Dot Studio collection, and it's basically perfect because there's a heart inside of it. I went ahead and glued the corners inside the case. They're actually meant to be on the outside, but they didn't fit the case because I had used the grid. So there's meant to be for using it in the outside if you're just using the plain suitcase without the grid paper on to decorate it. So I just stuck it in the inside, just as extra embellishment and just to add a little bit more interest to the case. Finally, I took some tags from the Hazy Days collection and just hole punched them. I took the smaller size tags from the die cut tag set And I took some jute string or part of the burlap and just basically tie them all together. And this was an inspirational kind of tag set that could go inside the case, and you can give it as a gift to somebody. And then I took some word stickers from the Dreamscapes collection and just picked favorite ones and stuck them to the bottom of each tag, so you can always add writing onto the tag itself, but each one has a different inspirational message, and just use my scissors to kind of trim around to make sure that they fit the tags perfectly. I also added a small message to the tag that I had tied to the front. I needed a short tag, so I just picked something that said "with love," because this is a really nice thing to give to somebody. So I just thought all the words fit perfectly with the theme of this suitcase. So I really love how this turned out. I wasn't expecting it to be so cute and so nice, and I think it's perfect for somebody to give as a gift, to inspire them, or to just, bring them and give them some positive words and energy. So I thought this was perfect to give to a friend or to somebody you love. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. For more inspiration, subscribe to my channel. Bye!